What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the talented Mr. Taco with the TDS mock draft reports. I got my boy TDS Ricky on here. We're
What
going to
up?
get you guys lit. We're going to get you guys live, and we're going to answer your questions that you even have before you even have them. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you, Ricky, is who are your top 5 players coming into this season?
Top 5 players.
Yep.
So we have McCaffrey. Wait, sorry. You telling me my top 5 picks or people I just think are going to be?
Nope, top 5 picks.
Top 5 picks.
Yep. We are the 5th pick. So
okay. So we have McCaffrey.
Yep.
I have Cook.
Okay.
I have Henry.
Okay.
I have Barkley.
Okay.
And I have I have fifth one is I'm debating whether really honestly it's all running backs to me. Kamara or Zeke.
Mm.
I'm not low on Zeke as other people are because I see he's out of the top 5.
And other people definitely can be right here.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I'm really between Kamara and Jonathan Taylor for me as that final guy. I think Jonathan Taylor's upside this season with that offense and the way he showed out in his rookie season. I think he's set for a breakout performance. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready for And in case you couldn't see what was on the screen, if you're listening to the audio version of this, it is TDS mock drafts.
Yes.
So in this mock draft, we will be taking the 5th pick, and that's the reason why I asked that question to Ricky was, hey, you know what? If we're going to be taking the 5th pick, why not see who is your top 5 so we can kind of get a gauge of what we're working with. So
you think Zeke is not at the top? He's what, 7?
Probably, but I also probably wouldn't take Barkley in the top 5 at this current moment in time with him being on the pup.
I get that. And just to me, and you know me, am I worried about Barkley? I'm not a Giants fan, but Barkley his injury, but he's so dynamic. Where I'm like, am I really gonna let him? If I'm gonna pass him up and he's healthy, what did I just do?
No, you are right, but the thing about it is, for most fantasy footballers, they're going to heed my advice and they're going to draft closer to the season so we get more clarity into.
Well, of course, yes. We're way early. I get your mindset. I'm saying we get closer, and I'll put it this way: even if they're going in and they're saying we almost definitely is going to play week 1, but we're not sure. Maybe we just make sure one more week that he's fully rested, right, fully healthy. They'll give him that first week off. I will accept that and still choose him right now over Elliott.
Yeah. Like, even though he's falling to me, when you look at what's on the board here, it's Saquon at 5. It's Elliott. I can't risk on Adams.
I'm not risking Adams either. Not at 5. No, I'm picking Barkley or I'm picking Zeke. To me, I'm not going either way.
Yeah, I think it's going to get interesting as drafts go on because Barkley's upside is so tantalizing, but that injury risk is
that's the issue.
I don't want to say injury risk, but like the recovery from the injury and what he is when he comes back is providing question marks in my opinion.
That is true too. It's not like he's coming back for certain and being the same guy.
Right.
So I do get that worry. I just think he's so talented to give up at 5, and I'm gonna regret that. I would. Oh man, that would eat me. That would eat at me all season long.
Yeah. But see, to me here, this is interesting. DK Metcalf and AJ Brown, to me, are 2 phenomenal wide receivers that I think could be great. But I'm looking here at Antonio Gibson, and I'm just saying the running backs, the way we know running backs rock, and the way we know we can get wide receivers late, I'm just...
No, I'm with you. I'm choosing Gibson here.
Yeah, I just like the ability here to snag that running back.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Waller's a consideration as well, but I do like Gibson more than Waller as
and
well.
only because also we have Barkley. God forbid he does get hurt, and we don't have a running back.
Yeah, I think that just makes the most sense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Mahomes, Waller, Terry's there, Robinson is there. Terry Robinson, Swift, Cooper. I think Kittle's probably there. Nope, but TJ Hawkinson is. Running back, we're good at this point in time, so we don't need to look at any of these guys, in my opinion.
Right.
I think wide receiver is the play, and Allen Robinson here is the player.
I'm with you on that. I do like Terry. I've had him every first 2 years he's been here, but I am going with Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson's production over the last couple of years, considering he hasn't even had a quarterback, has been
forget about all.
Fantastic.
Like you said, you just said forget all about all that. He's getting a quarterback, a rookie.
Yep,
quarterback. That
well, even Andy Dalton is probably better than Mitch Trubisky.
That's probably better than Mitch Trubisky. Well, I don't know. He was pretty bad in Dallas. But you're right. Dalton's what I'm saying is you're right. Dalton is probably not great from Trubisky, but
see now here's where things get interesting. Montgomery, I really like. We have one wide receiver, and then there's DJ Moore, and then there's Cooper Kupp. Now, Lockett's there, Thielen's there, but there's a few picks that's going to be until us. T. Higgins, the wide receiver pick, can start going down after this. This really comes down to: do we want to secure a third running back, or do we want to take that wide receiver? There's quarterbacks here, but after what,
no, I'm not going for quarterback.
I just don't like the value of the quarterback right here. I'm more looking at either David Montgomery, oh my god, and they only have him projected at 195 points, Darrell Henderson. So they must not think that he's good for PPR. So I think that's one thing to keep in mind when you're doing some of these mocks. I think that Cooper Kupp is the other guy. To me, it's between those guys, Montgomery, Moore, and Kupp. It's one of those three guys.
To me, I like the running back. The wide receivers more that are available than Montgomery. That's me. But
ECR has Montgomery as the highest at 41.
No, again, I just don't know if he's going to do what he did last year.
This is the fourth round. Tariq Cohen. I don't see him as Tariq Cohen's not even fully healthy.
But see, to me, the difference is here with the receivers and Montgomery is our running back situation.
Gibson
that is what convinces me again to choose Montgomery. But I do want to say I like the receivers more than like if I had more of a let's say I had a Kamara at number 5, I don't know if I go Montgomery here. That's
even Kamara scares me because I just don't know what's going to happen.
You're right, Kamara, but Kamara to me is. But still.
Now, the other thing is that there is still Myles Gaskin, Josh Jacobs. There is see, I don't understand how is that when you start doing more and they start putting guys above it. I do think that there is some guys available at running back on the way back that I'd be willing to pull the trigger on Kupp here just because I like the overall upside that the team would take if we take that Kupp pick over.
Yeah, like I said, I like the receivers more, but I do understand my mindset is different than yours. I think you're really high on Montgomery, and I get that. I
am.
In the situation that we are in, might have gone Montgomery as well, running back as well.
Yeah, I think it was just something you have to look at and consider based on what's going on. I like Myles Gaskins a lot. I think Lamar Jackson here at 53 is freaking insane value. Like that. Now these are the questions that really start bogging my mind because it's like, and Kyle Pitts is still there.
And just for the viewers watching, when you watch some of our other views, you are going to see a mindset. How do I say our mindset change? Because if you see one of our other videos, we go later in the rounds. We choose Pitts. We don't even look at anyone else. Remember, Steve? We don't even look at anyone else. We chose Pitts. But Lamar Jackson, to me, is hard to give up there.
And then there's still Kyler Murray.
I still would choose Lamar Jackson over Kyler Murray.
There's still Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson and Herbert. They're still all there. Running backs, Gaskins, Davis are there. Wide receivers, I don't trust any of these wide receivers.
What I see here from the other mocks that we've
and
done.
Here's the other thing too. You look at it. He only has he's projected at 188 for Kyle Pitts versus in the 220s for some of these other guys. I think that right here, because of our running back situation, we lock in another running back, and then we.
I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. Just to say, I do like Brandon.
I like Ayuk too.
I like him there. I just saw him. I'll be pressed hard to pass him up.
I think I like Myles Gaskin more though.
Okay,
because he's going to be a lead back, and Ayuk. I mean, there's still Kittle, there's still Debo. It's a lot of questions.
Debo to me is not a non-factor. You show even when he came back last year,
non-factor. The question is health. That's the only question with him.
Even when he came back, he didn't get any yardage. I look at his yardage.
No, he had some games.
He was averaging, I think, 2 yards per game. It was something crazy every catch. 2 yards a catch.
Well, he was still injured.
I'm not saying that, but still, when he came back, you're on the field. I'm going by what you're doing. You're on the field. You're getting 2 yards per catch. That's what I'm saying.
At that point, I think when he's fully healthy, he's going to produce a better product.
But to me, you saw the difference with the
I think Mozart is, I mean, not Mozart. Whatchamacallit is going to be the number one. I think that Ayuk, but you also have to factor in Kittle, and then Debo's that third guy, in my opinion. And Debo's the third guy is an interesting third guy. I think Debo's being overdrafted. I think Ayuk is the wide receiver to own. But again, I don't think Ayuk is without questions. I think here tight end makes the most sense. Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, just curious to see who's QB. So Lamar Jackson's not there anymore.
No, Russell Wilson, Herbert, Rodgers, Hurts.
Now, do you think we went wrong by not choosing Jackson compared to what?
Well, see, the thing is, because
I like Jackson, I thought he was a great pick right there, Jackson.
I do too, but I also think that Gaskins was great value. I think that we'll be able to. Is still Ryan Tannehill is still on this board. I think that if you do watch some of our other mock drafts, we did one where we took the 11th pick. I think some of them also have to do with what the point projections are and just the way that this simulator works. I think when you see this draft, it's going to come out with a much higher grade, just because I'm more cognizant of the total points and just kind of how the system is working in order to get a better grade. That I was looking more by flow on the last one. This one I'm more a little more.
For tight end here, I choose Dallas over Fent.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Yeah. I think in anyone's eyes, I think Dallas Goedert offers great upside in a season like this. Now let's see what flex is out there. Robbie Anderson, I think, offers pretty good upside. I think Chase Williams and Javonte Williams also offers upside. Williams could be a number one type back. Chase Edmonds is a good hybrid. Robbie Anderson put up numbers. And then also you have the quarterback. Now, for me, when I look at the quarterback, Russell Wilson's still there. Rodgers is still there. Hurts is still there. And Tannehill is still there. I personally don't see that big of a difference between Tannehill and Wilson, and I'm willing to take another player in this point, which could either be, basically for the flex. I can go wide receiver. I can go running back.
I like Robbie Anderson here.
I think he does make a lot of sense. I think he has good upside.
Especially for our team, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Russell Wilson. There goes Debo. There goes Visca. There goes Brady. There goes Gage.
Judy. I like Judy.
All right. So now looking at it, I like Hurts. I think that there's some guys here, but I think Javonte Williams right here is a perfect steal for me. He's ECR 76, ADP 66.
Yeah, I like that
right
too.
Now. Coming off the bench, I could definitely take that. I'm cool with that. And quarterback,
and let's be honest again, our running back situation.
Experts, it's a value pick right there.
Yeah, no, I like
just go Tannehill. Those bastards. Are you reading my microphone? So that's fine. Jalen Hurts to me right here is the absolute pick. Then now that Tannehill's off the board,
yeah, I actually like Hurts.
Yeah, his rushing upside makes him very safe. That boom, another value pick and steal. This is there goes Mike Williams, but I think Hurts right there made the most sense.
No, Hurts made perfect sense there.
Yeah. So now I think the way this team is built out, we have, even though we have Saquon Barkley, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs. So even if Barkley goes down, we're deep at the running back position. Wide receiver, we have 3 guys.
And just to let the viewers know, see, like you said, we're more on the you're hearing us more on the pessimistic side. Barkley goes down, right? If this happens, but think about if Barkley hits, we just got a number one pick at the 5th, and he changes the whole team around.
Yep. Now, I think here it's interesting. Some of these wide receivers, I feel like, is a little bit of a reach. Fant, I think Fant here is perfect. I mean, Dallas Goedert and Fant are probably like the two guys that you would think about there. I think the only other guy that I could think about here is Kenyon Drake. It'd be Kenyon Drake or Fant to me, because I feel like these wide receivers, while they're okay, I think they're a little bit of a reach. Whereas I think Fant, at least his upside.
Now let me ask you something, because we had an issue with that on one of our other mocks.
To me, again, you're playing to the system versus playing to a team. I thought that the way that team broke down, it was pretty good.
No. What I'm saying to you is this now, because the good thing about these mocks, we kind of have hindsight, right, into our now this pick, right? So let's say we don't go Fant, and then we get Irvin Smith where we got him before. Is it worth taking Fant here and knowing that, hey, Irvin Smith has been falling? We could possibly get him now 3 rounds later. Is it the value that we get him 2 or 3 rounds later? Is that better than actually getting Fant now and choosing someone else?
I'll be completely honest with you. I think that if it breaks down like that, I'm gonna end up taking both of them, because I don't think Marvin Jones is that great of an option. Darrell Mooney, now we're banking on whatever quarterback.
Well, no, I wouldn't want Mooney just because we have Robinson.
But then who are you taking over a guy like Fant that's offering more? Cole Beasley with all those people, T.Y. Hilton. To me, the upside, and I like
the only issue with Fant is I'm not as sold, because I think Judy's going to be better. I think Sutton's going to cut into his receptions. And are you telling me Drew Lock is his quarterback? Like, is that where we're going at?
But then who? So do you think that Marvin Jones is going to be more of a playmaker?
Like, put it this way: as much as I don't want Mooney, because I don't want 2 receivers, God forbid they, become really good. I think
Mooney. You'd be looking at close points between Mooney and Fant. If you look at their projections, it's 158 to 157. Difference is Noah Fant plays tight end and he can play flex.
Again, if you want that, I don't mind that.
I just think that's
because of what happened before. I don't know if I'm going that route.
And again, that's a steal. And if Irv Smith falls me to later, and that's a steal again, I'm going to take that steal. When people reach, I teach. If there's a good value that's right there.
Yeah, but there is a point where you can't let go of these guys, and you're choosing people that you might not be able to trade, and you're hoping a lot.
I'm not hoping.
I'm not going to go by because Pro Draft tells us it's a steal. It's a steal. Yeah, it's a steal because they're going by
Marvin Jones is still on the board. Like,
I get it, but I'm just telling you but don't go tell me about there's a steal. They're going by ranked numbers. So
I'm going by that.
If he's getting ranked in the 7th, of course he's going to say it's a steal.
Who went? Hunter Henry? You think Hunter Henry is close to Noah Fant?
I'm
think Tyreek Cohen?
I'm just
Darrell Mooney is the only.
Let's not go by steals, and that's why you're picking them, because at some point you have players where it's too much. You can't get rid of them. They have no value.
Who would you have taken over Noah Fant here? Kenyon Drake?
Yeah, it might have gone Kenyon Drake before.
We already have Javonte Williams. We already have Myles Gaskins. We already have Saquon, and we already have Gibson.
To me, if any of those running backs hit and we could trade better more than one of those other tight ends.
See, I'm not looking to just go into a league.
But we can't start everyone.
Player.
We can't start everyone, is what I'm saying. You're telling me that you would draft Irvin Smith. We can't start everybody. Not everyone can start.
I draft the best team possible, and then I go out from that. He could play in the flex. He could play at the tight end.
Noah
Fant has enough.
I would have taken Hilton probably over Fant too.
Hilton, man, I like Fant's upside there more than Hilton, in my opinion. At this point in the draft, I think that it's pretty obvious that you'd probably go with the tight end. I mean, running back here.
Like to me, Tanya or Gesicki would have been just as good as a pick down the road.
Tanya, I don't like. Gesicki
would have been just as good as.
I don't trust Tua. I don't think Gesicki's.
Again, I think things are going to cut into his receptions, and we're talking about a unstable quarterback situation.
Yeah, I mean, Fant was the best guy there last year. He was.
But again, Sutton is going to come back, and Judy gets another second year. And Judy, to me, and I think you said it, I think he's gonna have a breakout year. I think he's good. I think his upside is better, and that will ultimately cut into Fant.
But that could also open things up for Fant to be a bigger, better player. And at the tight end position, again, I don't mind it. To me, that's great value where I'm able to take him. You still have a guy like Marvin Jones. T.Y. Hilton is still there. You talk about T.Y. Hilton.
I do like Rieger. I do like.
I think Rieger was someone that, when you look at the board, I think that may be one of the spots because he's an ECR 141. You got a guy like Marvin Jones 116. Now here's again where you play that game of do you like a guy more than what the experts rank, and that will affect your grade, but it will not affect you in real life because in real life things never work out like the grade. So that's just one thing I want to keep in mind for you guys. But I mean, to me, I think Williams here is a perfect play. He's probably going to be splitting almost with Swift. I don't know how.
I think I heard. I think I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was the head coach or they're talking about Swift getting 20 touches. I don't know how real that is.
I don't know how he can handle that. Like he did.
They're talking about him getting 20 touches this season.
Well, they were talking about that with Montgomery. I know. I didn't see that about Swift, but
I think I saw that with Swift as well. I think I've seen that with Swift. That they were talking about getting him 20. I forgot who it was from the team that was saying that they think he's going to be heavily involved. So
and again, we're talking about now in the 11th round.
My only thing is with Jones is like he's not bad. It's just that is Trevor Lawrence. Is Trevor Lawrence gonna be Trevor Lawrence? Is that what we expect?
I'm not worried about. I think that
I don't think if you're not worried about Trevor Lawrence, it's Jones is good.
I personally think that Jones isn't that bad, but
I don't think he is. At this pick, I think it's a steal.
I think that Chark and Visca are definitely going to play ahead of him. So you're talking about RB3, a wide receiver 3. I think that Williams offered because I don't think that Swift holds up for the whole season. If you give him 20 touches, I think he gets hurt by Thanksgiving.
I don't know. He showed what he could do towards the end of the season.
He also showed he got a tendency for concussions.
And
he's a smaller back who's never ran up the middle. And so you don't sign Williams to not play him. So
I'm not saying you're not, but I think he's going to have the same type of role that he had. Maybe,
but he was a top 20 back.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think that's the thing. But he was in a highly potent offense. You're now going to Detroit, so you're talking about a 20 back in the most powerful offense, Steve, and he was still 20 back. Now you're talking
about though. The 20 back is an RB2.
I'm not saying, but what I'm saying to you, you're going from the top offense to now one of the worst offenses. That's a big. You talk about last year, but you don't talk about the team he was with.
Yeah, he was the next pick right off the board. I think he's a good value there. I like his upside. I think
I get it. Really I just don't know if that's what's going to happen in Detroit here. I don't know. And it could be the difference. It could be that he does. I just don't.
But you know what? You know what? The other thing is he could end up being in a 50-50 timeshare. Swift gets hurt and bemes RB1. There's just as good.
Again, we talked about this before. You're hoping for injuries now.
Not necessarily hoping for injuries, but we know they happen.
It's the same thing I said about Hunt. And you said to me, Hunt, hey, you're now hoping for Chubb to get hurt.
Yes, but here's the difference. Here's the difference, Ricky. Here's the difference. You're talking about
Hunt is not better than Williams.
Hold on.
Hunt is not better than Williams.
Hold on.
By a lot.
You're talking about getting Hunt where we're getting like Gaskins.
I get it, but what I'm
saying.
So
you're talking about putting Hunt in as a starter. I'm talking about getting him as your fourth player on the bench.
He was not our starter, Steve. He was not our starter.
Yes, he would have been where Myles Gaskins was.
No,
Hunt doesn't fall much lower than this area right here with Gaskins. And
but that's what I'm saying. He's not our starter. Don't say he was a starter. He wasn't one of our
starter. If you're in the flex, you're starting.
Okay, but that to me,
that's a starting player.
To me, that is more real. That's more realistic than Williams.
See, to me, that's the thing where I'm talking about. You're investing way more capital into a guy that's a number 2 versus me that's getting him in the end of the draft.
I get it, but I don't want him. Well, I don't know. I don't even think he's going to be splitting. I think Swift is the guy. I think you're underestimating Swift. You underestimating Swift he did really well toward the end of the year, and they liked him a lot. I don't think he comes. I don't think
he's never handled
Williams
the workload. He's a smaller back.
He's a veteran
about
backup.
Miles Sanders.
He's a veteran backup that's going to give Swift breathers, but they're going to run with Swift. That's the same role that we think what's going to happen. What team do we think? Oh, with Henderson, where Henderson's going to be the main guy. They're going to get a veteran running back like Williams to come in and be able to give a breather. And God forbid they don't do well. Yes, then he probably could be taking over. But he is not going there with the role saying, yeah, you're definitely going to get 50-50. I don't think that's the role he's going into. Steve. And that's what you're saying. And I'm telling you, Swift is the guy moving
That's
forward.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying to you, you could be looking at a 50-50 timeshare early, possibly. Even if it's a situation,
but again, you could.
Let me finish here. You're looking at a 50-50 timeshare early, or you could possibly be looking at a situation where, yes, Swift does start off as the guy, but he's never been a guy in his entire NFL career or college career where he's handled the ball consecutively as the main back, and he's a smaller guy that you're expecting to consistently run up the middle and not come back, as he's already shown, without these concussions or these other injuries. To me, I like him if you're talking about at the 130th pick, 125th pick. Yes, I think Jamal Williams' upside at that point in the draft is significantly better than taking a guy like Hunt, who you're going to have to spend.
No, but we didn't say Hunt in
the top 75 picks.
But to me, Marvin Jones could be a guy.
But you have Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is on the team. We're comparing here the Hunt to the Williams. And
what we were comparing is that you were trying to say that you were waiting for injury. And Hunt, there is no question that Hunt is going to try to be that guy that gets the ball out a lot. You're talking about 15 touches right off the bat. And we don't know if Williams is going to even get 15 touches at all.
Here is the point to that, though. You're having to draft Hunt so much higher up. Where was Hunt drafted? Draft board. Where was Hunt drafted?
I don't know where he was drafted here. But where we were talking about getting him, he was one of the last flex or even a bench player, Steve. That's what we were talking about getting Hunt. And that's where I thought, hey, I would take the risk on him. It's not like he's one of our first or second picks. Or even our third pick. He wasn't. He was one of the low ones. At that point, I said, this is a guy that's going to get 15 touches no matter what. And God forbid Chubb gets hurt. He's going to be a number one.
Where is Hunt?
I don't know. Well, what color are the running backs? Blue. Look at blue. They're all blue.
I'm trying to figure it. Kareem Hunt went in the 6th fucking round. In the same round that you're talking about guys like Kyle Pitts and Darrell Henderson.
But when we were choosing Steve, that's a different draft. When we were choosing, he was not going in the 6th round. He was later. He was Gaskin round. He was around there. That wasn't a bad.
You know where we got Gaskins? Where did we get Gaskins? We got Gaskins in the 5th round.
So again, to me,
that's what I'm saying to you, Ricky. If you're giving 5th round capital versus 11th round capital, that's a huge difference.
But to me, Hunt as a flex as Gaskin is not it's a good pick.
You think Hunt is just as good as Gaskins?
Yes. I think Hunt could be just as good as Gaskins. Yes,
as a backup,
100%.
The backup is going to be just as good as starter.
To me, he getting 15 touches. What Hunt can do with 15 touches, I'm more inclined to say he will do more with 15 touches than what Gaskin does with 15 touches. That's what I mean to say.
But Gaskins is not going to get 15 touches. Gaskins is going to get more than 15 touches.
You sure? Are you sure he's getting more than 15 touches?
Who's the backup to him? Nobody.
Last season, he was getting... Ahmed might come in. And they might throw more now with actual receivers. So I'm not guaranteeing that you're then telling me that Gaskin going to get 20 plus. That's what you're telling me, right?
Not 20 plus, but he's
so what? I'm telling you 15, 5 more difference. So what? 17? We're cutting hairs here. 17.
I'm talking about the same thing. No, I'm talking about his usage wise is probably going to be like 15 carries to like 7 catches. He's going to be a dual back.
Bro, then you're telling me he's a top 3 running back. You're telling me he's getting 7 catches a game? Dude, are you kidding me?
Maybe like 5.
That's 7 points. What are you talking about, Steve? Then the 15 yards rushing, even if he gets 60 yards at that point, man. I mean, that's a 13-point guy.
Maybe 5 instead of 7. Two less catches.
Bro, 5-7 catches is a lot of catches, Steve.
Yes.
That's 70
I don't think you watched how good Gaskins was. I don't think you saw how good Gaskins was.
That's a lot. Bro, you're talking about Gaskins being a top 10 running back. Maybe
no.
I mean,
I'm talking about Gaskins as being a RB2. He's going to be a mid RB2. You're talking about top 20 back. He's a top 20 back. He's in the top 20 running back.
If you're telling me
he's closer probably to like, I want to say he's between
Steve,
10
if you're telling me he's getting 7 catches, bro, he's getting 10
5 to 7
even
catches a game.
5 catches, Steve. That's close to 10 points without even rushing the ball 15 times. What is the rate? What is the average of his catch, Steve?
Yeah,
you have to put that into how many yards receiving is he going to get if he gets 5 catches? Steve, you're telling me he's getting almost 8 to 9 points off catching alone, and you haven't even mentioned the 15 rushing. Steve, what are we talking about here, bro?
He had what, 41 catches last year in limited play. He'll easily get up to the 75.
Okay, I'm just saying, Steve, think about the numbers you are telling me.
Yes,
he
5
gets 5.
About
that's
right.
5 points. His how many yardage? That's at least another 2 points or 3 points in yardage. That's 8 to 9 points before he even rushes the ball, and we're not even talking touchdowns.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me Gaskins is going to do, you're talking like 17, 18 points a game.
15 to 18. High end 18, low end 15.
Bro, that 18 points a game is a lot for Gaskins. Dude, that's
high end. That's the high end.
Dude, then we got to steal like Gaskins if he gets that, dude, I'm choosing him every time here. 18 points at that is a steal.
I mean, how many points do you expect out of a guy like Cooper? About 18, right?
Dude,
how many
points? Steal. Bro, Gaskins.
Again, that's the high end. I'm saying like 18 to 15 a week. Yes, from Gaskins. 18 to 15.
That's a good amount for our. We got to steal them, Steve. Steve, we got to steal.
How much do you think that Cook scored last season?
I don't know how many Cooks.
Cook from the running back from the Vikings.
Oh, Dalton, was he like in the 300s?
He's in the 300. How many points per game?
What? 18, 19 per game? 20?
24. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're talking about what you're talking
about a top 5 run. You're talking about a top 5 pick.
15 to 18. I'm talking about.
Bro, 18 points is a lot, Steve.
You're still doing 5 points under the top guys.
What was the number 10 running back, bro? Last year, what was the number 10 running back?
Last year, everyone got hurt.
Come on. What was the number 10 running back, and what did he score per game? So, Steve, you're telling me he's a top 10 running. Bro, I don't think
I'm not saying he's a top 10 running back.
Bro, I'm just saying, I don't think you understand how much 16, 17, 18 points is, man. That's a lot. For a guy that we got at that round, that's a pretty good amount.
Last year,
if you're right, that's a steal, Steve.
I don't think you actually watched how good Gaskins was last year. He scored 164 points, so he was barely behind Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Okay, again, what was the top 10 running back? How much points did he score, the top 10 running back per game? Who was he and what did he score? You always have the numbers. What is it? I'm just curious to see.
I have to pull it up. Like the fuck, I don't make numbers up. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kareem Hunt, 218.
Oh, shit. Bro, you're making Steve, you know what? Get out of here, Steve. Get out of here. Kareem Hunt is number 10 pick, and you're telling me he was no value at the same value at Gaskin. Come on.
He outscored Chubb last season.
So come on, Steve. Don't tell me this.
Nope.
Don't tell me about Hunt.
Nope. And he went down towards the end of the season.
And look, he still outscored Chubb, and he still outscored Gaskin by a good amount.
Remember Gaskin?
I'm just curious.
Gaskin was hurt. Gaskin didn't play all the games.
What was his per game? What did he average?
I can't pull that up because I don't have all my stats.
Oh, okay. No, that's just me curious at this point. Now, because
at this point in time, I think he played almost the whole season versus Gaskins, who maybe missed, I want to say like 4 to 5 games, and it's only a 40-point difference between the two of them. So on a per game basis, you could be looking at Gaskins.
But again, you see why I'm high on Hunt. He just proved he's a top 10 running back, And he's not even
and again, when we say this, you got to remember Saquon Barkley was out, Christian McCaffrey was out.
Yes,
there was
but
a ton. I take James Robinson was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. James Robinson was the 7th running back. David Montgomery, for reference here, was the 5th running back at 264. And when you look at him in the 4th round, you're like, ugh, David Montgomery. But you go, Kareem Hunt.
But we talked about that.
But you're talking about really a 50 to 60 point. So why is that David Montgomery can't coexist with Cohen, but Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb could survive together?
You can't say that because I'm the one that told you I don't know if he could coexist with Cohen. That's what
I'm saying. Why is it that Montgomery can't live without like if Cohen's there, Montgomery's trash. But Chubb,
I'm not saying he's trash. I'm just telling you, I believe the way they like Cohen and how they use him, he's going to be a significant jump. What I'm saying to you in Cleveland is they have a plan, and it's been there since Hunt got there. Chubb is our guy, but Hunt is going to get his carries. And God forbid,
now all of a sudden, Cohen is going to come in and get more carries.
I didn't say that. You're twisting it. I never said that. I'm just telling you.
What is this scared? So why are you scared about David Montgomery with Cohen? Why is it that
because I think he could do a significant. I don't know if Montgomery. That was his first year doing it, like you said. That wasn't like Montgomery does that every year.
He's only been in the league for 2 years.
Okay, so that was his
second season.
But it's still the same thing. You're saying the same thing about Swift, and it was only his first year. Steve, you can't change the narrative when it fits you.
Not changing the narrative. It's a different player.
It was a
different player. Swift has never delivered the points that Montgomery
has. It was his first year. We can't say we never do when it was his first year doing it. You can't say that, Steve. You have no reference to go in the back. What I'm saying to you is Montgomery the year before didn't do that. He did that when there was no Tariq Cohen, okay? And now Tariq Cohen's coming back. There is a significant.
And they're talking about giving Montgomery 20 touches a game.
I'm just telling you there is a significant difference between what I'm saying to you and Swift.
You're going to downplay Montgomery but play up Hunt. Then when I'm telling you, okay.
I'm not downplaying Montgomery. I'm playing that Tariq's
role.
You
think that Montgomery will be worse than Hunt, though? You do think that Hunt will be better than Montgomery. You can at least admit that.
Do I think Hunt will probably be better than Montgomery? I think, I put it this way, as good as Montgomery was, yes, he's going to be as good as Hunt. Yeah, he will be as good as Hunt. That's a downgrade for Montgomery. Yes, I agree with
that. We can watch that shit all fucking season. That's going to be a battle. Hunt versus Montgomery.
All right, let's go with these picks. Let's get this going.
All right. Fucking crazy, man.
You're crazy.
I know you like Rieger here.
I do like Rieger.
Shepard's there. Salvin Ahmed is there.
And I think we're good with running backs. Oh, no. Yeah, what do we have?
We have Barkley, Gibson, Gaskins, and Williams. So we have 4.
4. We still got one more. Okay. What about backup QBs? Anything like?
I think here Burrow and Lawrence are good.
I actually like Burrow. I know it's a risk, but I like Burrow. I don't know, man. I love that kid. I told you I'll choose him over Herbert. And I'm not talking about fancy. I'm just talking about real life. I love that kid, bro.
I mean, I think he's good, but
I still got Rieger.
I personally am a fan of Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be legendary.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be good. I think this kid could be legendary.
All right. Well,
he's the kind of kid that'll come in. He'll win Rookie of the Year. He'll put up.
I don't doubt you on that.
I mean, this is a loaded rookie class if you look at it because you have all those stud wide receivers.
Is he going to be better than Herbert? Better than Burrow?
See, to me, what Herbert did in his, I think yes, better than Burrow, yes, without question. Better than Herbert long term, yes, but better rookie season than Herbert. What Herbert did in his rookie season was very special.
I like Herbert too, but I like Burrow. And Burrow did that with no offense, and you see what happened. To me, he's I love that guy. I love the way he plays, moxie, everything about him.
Yeah, no, to me, it's Lawrence all day. I think at this point in the draft, Devin Booker screams yes because we don't know what the hell is going on with Saquon Barkley.
Well, yeah, we I don't mind that at all.
So just in case he's out, we're covered. and I think that's what makes the most sense here. At this point in the draft, Tucker, Koo, I know how you feel about it. You have a hard on for Koo.
That's my dude. Cool.
But see, this is why I could never take a kicker before the final 2 rounds. I'm not really going above because honestly, I like stacking my team. I like having a deep bench, and that's the way I prefer to play.
No, I don't. I'm not streaming kickers. Not when I have a kicker that can give me points every week. Double digits usually. I would take that.
Yeah.
For my kicker.
And the Atlanta offense could be completely different.
Look at that. B+.
And the only reason why is just because simply we waited on the quarterback.
That's I think so too.
Because with that, I mean, this just screams to me as late quarterback is the way to go. You don't take them early because there's just so much falling value. You got to snag up running backs as early as you can. Make sure you remember Myles Gaskins over Kareem Hunt all season long.
Yeah,
that's going to win leagues, and Ricky's going to agree to that. You know, Gaskins over Hunt all year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see that. I mean, I could see us debating that all year. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm saying I'll go with Hunt.
I thought you were agreeing with me.
I'm going with Hunt. I'm going with Hunt. You're going with Gaskin.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It's something to see during the season. It's fun.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, the Robbie Anderson and the flex, I think, could be interesting because, as being from New York, one thing that we are privileged to is, not privileged to, but what we're forced to is watching Jets football, and Robbie Anderson and Sam Darnold have rapport.
Yeah, they do.
And I think that's going to be something to watch in Carolina. And for the fact of how low that we got them, I definitely think that Robbie Anderson.
I think Robbie Anderson was a good pick of steal. Yeah, I'm with you on
that. I don't understand how some of these guys grade their teams because we're stacked at running back. We have Robinson, Cup, and Robbie Anderson at wide receiver. We have 4 studs.
It doesn't tell us what we're weak in. You should tell us that.
I think it's a little different on the mobile.
Oh, okay, it's different on the mobile. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, because again they don't have that here or draft analysis or anything like that. It has us ranked as the 5th team. Starters are up there. Obviously, bench. Those other guys beat us because we're not number 1. But overall, I think it's a good team. I like the way it came out. If we're looking at just some of the other ones, I think the first team. It looks like you're drafting McCaffrey this year. You're pulling out a gangster squad because McCaffrey, AJ Brown, Patrick Mahomes, and David Montgomery is an insane 4.
That's a good one, yeah.
After that, I do feel like it's a little bit crazy. I don't like ETN in the 4th round. I think that's so high for a question mark. This team, obviously, if Kareem Hunt does what Ricky thinks he is, this team is going to be an interesting team.
You think Clyde's going to be good? I'm worried about Clyde.
I am too.
I
think that he's going to have the opportunity.
But put it this way, it's coming this way, right? So I pick. Oh, actually, no, Clyde. Who's after him? I'll be honest with you. I'd probably pick Carson or Swift before I pick Clyde.
I'd pick Montgomery before I took Clyde.
Or Montgomery.
And see, that's the crazy shit here. Clyde went in the 2nd round. Montgomery's in the 4th, bro.
I don't like Clyde. I don't know why he would go in the 2nd. Are we wrong about that? Are we off, you think? That's something we should table because I would like to see how he does for the rest of the year.
The one thing I will say about Hilaire is that he does have he has upside. And
no, I'm with you, especially with that KC. Anyone at KC, normally I'm with rolling, but I have an issue. I have an issue with Clyde in the 2nd round.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think everyone you named afterwards, I would choose before him.
I think well, the only thing about it is
like I'm not choosing Clyde over Metcalf or AJ Brown.
I have heard no, you're right. That's not happening.
That's not happening.
But I have heard really good reports in camp. And that's going to be one thing as we get closer in and we can get some of these camp reports. If Clyde Edwards-Hilaire starts looking like everyone thinks he could look, then yeah, I could do it because I mean,
yeah. You know what? This is why we're on July 22nd. It's early. This is a one that we should table. This is interesting to me because again, I'm not high. To me, it's egregious that he got picked before Metcalf and AJ Brown.
And the other question I have there is can you really take Najee Harris on the Pittsburgh Steelers offense with all those wide receivers and a bad offensive line?
And I'm with you on that.
Second round.
I'm with you on that, but I'll be honest with you, I still think he's a better pick than Clyde.
That to me is like a toss-up. I think Najee Harris is this year's Clyde. Where it's like
I don't know. Pittsburgh normally, I would tell you that Pittsburgh wasn't always good with running back because Connor was always good as long as he was healthy.
Yeah, but the offensive line is
Le'Veon Bell was nothing until when he left Pittsburgh.
But you know what? This is a highlight of a future discussion that we're going to have, and this exact debate between these two will actually be coming up. So that's something that you guys can look forward to. Ricky, as we land the plane here, do you have any thoughts about the season as we head in here? We already discussed this mock draft for a decent amount of time, but now it's just like your thoughts on the season. We're right now at the end of July. We're getting ready for the season. What's the main things you're looking at as we go into camp?
Again, I hate to say it, but we brought it up again before in another one. It's first I have to see this policy. I really have to see what these players are going to do about this COVID policy. I don't think this is a nothing story at all. I think this is a huge story. I think you are getting players that are not going to be forced. They're not going to be peer pressure. More importantly, everyone's just talking about being peer pressured or forced. I'm more, players don't want to hurt their teams. They don't want to hurt their teammates, but they do have. Hey, I'm sorry, they're not always sold. I know it's easy to say athletes are always bought and they always go for the money. Maybe that would be the end result, but I don't know about that this time. I think people have their foot in the ground, and you have guys like Hopkins, that's a huge name to be saying, hey, I don't want to take the vaccine. I don't want to hurt my teammates. I think that's a real thing. It's not just so much, and it's also the peer pressure. Hey, you're not going to force a man, especially an NFL athlete, to do anything he doesn't want to do. Yeah. That to me is the biggest story right now. Where July 22nd, it just came out today. It's a huge story to me. I'm really intrigued about that whole thing. Let's say we get past all that. Again, I'm always curious. The rookie running backs I'm always curious about that. A couple of them go out like Gibson or Taylor. I'm always curious who's going to be this year, right? I don't think, I think the same thing as last year. We didn't have a clear cut. James Robinson came out of nowhere. But the rookie running backs always intrigue me every year.
Yeah. And, last year with rookie running backs, I could directly point to Clyde Edwards-Helaire as being that first guy off the board as a rookie running back that everyone really loved. So I definitely could speak to that point. I think to also the standpoint of what's going to go on with some of these players and the teams, I think it's going to become a tricky situation. It's something that I was discussing a little bit on the Twitter at TDS Taco. I had brought it up where, maybe I was a little bit too harsh with it, but I was like, things are getting a little crazy here with what's going on. And the last thing that I'll say about that is, because I don't want to make this a whole thing about that, but
it's a big thing.
There's a good percentage of healthcare workers that are not vaccinated. So you want to tell me everything about how these guys should know better, they should this, they should that. People that work in the health industry, like in New York right now, Cuomo and these other guys are having to come out with policies, be like, you're going to get fined, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. Yeah. They're having to come out with the healthcare workers that work in the profession and deal with it and dish it out and have that technical knowledge, or at least more technical knowledge than us. So I understand everything.
And again, this is coming from two people. I don't want to tell your business, but you said it on Twitter, right?
Yep.
At TDS Taco. Yep. You're vaccinated.
Yep.
I am as well.
Yep.
Me from personal. I was not big on that,
nope.
But I knew things had to be done.
Yep.
In order to move a certain way out here.
Yep.
You want to say I was peer pressure or force or whatever you want.
Yep.
That's what happened. And again, so I get it. I did it. I was someone that wasn't fully for it, but I did it. But my thing is, I'm with you. It's to me, this is not the way this is not the way to go. I don't see how this is a healthy way to go about it with these players. I just don't.
And the one thing I just really don't like is that so many people are like attacking everyone for their thoughts and how they feel. I think that, you know what, listen to what they're saying and let them, if they're really like feeling like that, then let them be. I don't think it's anyone's place to tell someone how they should live their lives, because, you know, the numbers are the numbers, and it is what it is, and that's not what we discuss here. That's a personal decision, and that's what we leave it at. You know, it's your right to choose. So, you know,
I do want to say
because again, we are vaccinated, but we are talking about the unvaccinated. Hey, we get where you're coming from, and we just feel like some of the people that like, oh, you should just do it. Oh, you should know. Oh, like, bro, chill out.
Yeah, like, we're not doing that here. But I do want to get back just to the mock. One interesting thing, what happened last year, and if you guys see it, watch our videos this year, definitely go on Instagram Blitz. But one thing that did and was interesting, remember Taylor, I was high on him.
Yep.
You weren't as high, but you did one that point. You weren't as high as I was on last year, but you pointed out last year to me that, hey, he is going higher than what you're thinking. Yep. Where you thought you were going to get him, that's not what's on. And we did a mock draft, and Taylor went high on one of these things. I think that's one of these things that you'll see now, and that we did that in the beginning. And then when it was come to draft time, as you know, I drafted him, but in the back of my mind, I go, hey, he's going higher than what I thought. Let me get him now.
Yep. And
that's what happens with all these mocks that you're going to see in our videos, guys. Watching out there, you're going to see the progression of where we change picks, where our arguments start, where our arguments end.
Yep. And you'll also see players start changing on the board. So guys that we think we can get in the 6th round might start going to the 4th round. Right. And guys that we normally got earlier start dropping later. Kyle Pitts, I think his value could start going up. I am liking that a lot of people are talking down about him, because in the 4th, 5th round, I'm willing to take a bargain like that, depending on where I am in the draft and what I already have on the board. Obviously, if I have a Kittle or if I have a Kelsey or if I have someone like that early, I'm not looking at him. Or if I have a situation where I'm desperate need a running back or something like that, I'm not going to take him. But overall, if I have a typical setup where I got 2 running backs and 1 wide receiver, a tight end at that 4-5 spot makes a lot of sense, especially if it's a guy with that kind of upside. But these are going to be the things that we're going to be talking about on these mock drafts. There's going to be a lot more informative videos and informational and strategical type stuff that we're going to be doing throughout this season. You're going to see our content coming hot and heavy throughout the month of August as we get you ready for draft season. So on that note, I am TDS Ricky. He is He's TDS Ricky. I am TDS Taco, and we are out. Peace out, everybody. Catch y'all later.
Hey, David and Taco, they bring that heat. All about UFC, way more than a fantasy. Let's see who going toe to toe. Throw down on the mat. Check the replay, run it back. We gotta check the stats. Hey, do this every day. We ain't come to play. This is sports talk, and we love talking MMA. Everything fantasy sports. Dopest show that I know. With Electric Dave and talented Mr. Taco. Let's go. Hey, G.